After the first animated TV show version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became so popular, several shows and movies were made in imitation of it. These usually focused on anthropomorphic animals, especially those with sarcastic or aloof personalities, as action heroes. And what could be cooler to a little kid than a weird mutant animal hero who stays so chill under pressure that they can crack jokes in a life or death situation? This trend resulted in Street Sharks, its spin-off Extreme Dinosaurs, the parody Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters, which is a parody of a parody since it was actually imitating the TMNT comic, which itself was a parody of Frank Miller comics, the Battletoads, the Cheetah Men from Action 52, Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, which actually got to cross over with the TMNT in the second animated series, Avenger Penguins, which sounds more like one of those straight-to-DVD mockbusters, the Mighty Ducks cartoon, Bucky O'Hare, Cyborgs, SWAT Cats, Road Rovers, which I feel like could get a new following among a very specific set of people, and Samurai Pizza Cats, a personal favorite of mine. But I'm not here to talk about an animated series ripping off the TMNT. I'm here to talk about a live-action TV movie ripping off the TMNT, Adventures in Dinosaur City. Or at least I think it's ripping off TMNT, otherwise the poster's tagline makes no sense. Look at this poster. This is the most beautifully perfect work of art produced by the hands of humankind. You've got a Triceratops person listening to a cassette tape player and a Tyrannosaurus person in high tops, a leather jacket, and sunglasses high-fiving a kid. This movie can't be bad. It just can't be. Although I do wonder why the Triceratops is wearing a sweater vest and flip-flops. Is it cold out or not? And if they're wearing shorts, why isn't the you know what, let's move on. Before the movie starts, I want you to get into the mindset of a little boy in the early 1990s. You love TMNT, you love the TV show Dinosaurs. The Jurassic Park movie doesn't even exist yet, and you're super excited to watch this talking dinosaur movie that the network has probably been advertising all week. You're ready to see the most awesome thing ever.
They thought about everything they'd been through. The perilous swamp, the treacherous tower, the darkness of rainbow caverns. They stood together exhausted from their adventure. Rex stared into her eyes for a long time. Then his great green lips curled sadly back from his fangs, and his voice was soft as he said, "It's too bad it couldn't have worked out between us, but at least we'll always have Tartan."
You've got to be pulling my tail. That's your idea of a dinosaur story?
Hey look, it's what people like me sound like when we mock other people's works of art because we're not skilled enough to create our own. Max from Hocus Pocus here is Timmy, the writer is Jamie, and the other boy is Mick. Timmy reads some more from Jamie's book.
Dear Diary, oh, I am so in love with Mick. Oh, what I wouldn't give just to hold his Timmy hand.
Okay, so this is going to be one of those kids' movies with jokes in it for adults too. Surely that will make it enjoyable to the parents only watching this because their kids have it on. It definitely won't make it incredibly creepy. We cut to a mad science lab opening portals to the virtual world, but you doubtlessly saw that coming, so I won't bore you with the details.
We've broken the bonds of time and space.
Yes.
Back to the kids.
You got the new tape?
Dude, volcanic. Come on, Tim, put it on.
As long as you hips remember who's in charge here.
The new tape is of their favorite show, Dinosaurs, which is kind of like if an 80s good versus evil cartoon like TMNT had the Flintstones art style. The theme song is pretty catchy too.
Dinosaur! This is the best.
Oh my. Alright, the adult jokes are gonna be creepy. Well, that sucks, but at least they won't be heinously offensive, right? Anyway.
See, Jamie, if you're gonna be a real writer, this is what you gotta write. You know, Dinosaurs is about this really awesome world where your friends are Saurs who'll take a chunk out of anybody who scares you.
I know, I'm already a fan of the show, dick. Back at the lab, the scientists realize they're late for a flight and rush out the door, leaving much of their interdimensional portal technology turned on. They are Timmy's parents, and their lab is in the garage. They give some directions to Timmy before leaving.
You have the hotel number, you have your father's beeper number.
Yeah.
Anything else, dial 911.
What about 976?
Excuse me?
Okay, so this joke might need some explanation for some younger viewers. See, before almost everyone had some way to access the internet, commercials like this would air late night on TV.
Hey guys, do you want to learn how to be more popular with girls? Just call 976 Guts, because you want to go out with girls like me. Well, you can. It's easier than you think.
A phone number that started with 900 or 976 meant you had to pay for the call. A call center on the other line would do, well, basically this.
Yeah, I'm licking your balls.
Truly, it was a dark time. Oh, and every house had this exact set of chairs in it. Timmy and friends go to the off-limits lab immediately so they can watch dinosaurs on the big TV, but after putting the tape in the VCR, they accidentally turn on the interdimensional portal, transporting them into the world of dinosaurs.
That was no earthquake.
That is technically true, but I really don't think anyone thought it was an earthquake, or is this an awesome Land of the Lost reference?
Hey, what in the hot lava's going on here?
It's
a dinosaur.
They have to hide because a group of cave people called the Rockies show up. The Rockies have been exploiting the dinosaurs' land and people. The men all have various grunting voices.
Yeah, I'll find that Saur. That Saur is mine.
While the only woman, Missy, sounds like this.
Don't hurt him. I mean, he is kinda cute. He kinda reminds me of my bear.
I can't decide which is worse.
Where's that Saur? Get lost, you Cro-Magnon moron. Compliments will get you no place.
Well, that depends on the approach. Doesn't it? You adorable little creature, you. Now tell the Missy where she went.
No chance, babe.
Yes, you are really watching cavemen play good cop, bad cop with a dinosaur puppet.
Wait, if you take that, the cooling units on the lava tanks won't work, and we'll be looking at a complete meltdown of Source City in less than 24 hours.
Man, I can see why all my friends recommended Chernobyl so much. The Rockies depart.
Wow.
This is probably where I'd change the channel as a kid, if my parents didn't already. The kids sneak away.
Timmy, this is all your fault.
You crazy? After all I've done for you? You should be thanking me. Get a life, Mick. We're dinosaurs for roaring out loud.
Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you!
Timmy has the idea to find Rex, the show's hero, since they figure he will probably defeat the Rockies and save the day like he always does in the cartoon. They meet up with a little puppet named Fory, who explains that the lava is going to get too hot and destroy Source City. Yes, Source City, not Dinosaur City. The Rockies have taken over the train, so the only way to get to Rex is through a graveyard. In a refreshing take on stories where characters win by using their knowledge of the setting as a work of fiction, the heroes don't actually know anything about the graveyard. Why?
Must be an episode we haven't seen yet.
That makes so much sense that I can't believe I don't see it more often. What a perfect in-story excuse for characters to know information when the plot needs them to, and not know information when the movie needs to build tension. Fory is injured and can't fly, so the humans have to carry him. It's adorable. Now, try to keep up with me here because this next sentence is a doozy. At the villainous lair, the leader of the Rockies, a cloaked figure called Mr. Big, rewards a Rocky with a cigar for capturing some dinosaurs. But Mr. Big then tells his chained-up servant to open a trap door to a room filled with fire, killing the Rocky. And Missy gets, carried away against her will by another Rocky. Moving on from that unpleasant scene, the kids are making their way through the graveyard.
I wish I got out of bed this morning.
I knew I should have stayed home today.
They come across the most metal thing you or anyone will ever see, a graveyard statue of a dinosaur Grim Reaper. Somebody put this thing in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign.
Boy, this is great. This is better than any dinosaur story Jamie ever wrote.
You're a terrible friend, Timmy.
I've always hated water. When I was 6, I went swimming. My brothers held my head underwater. My brother's friends held my head underwater. Oh, I love water. Oh, yeah. Just love it. Bring on some more for me, huh? Like I'm not neurotic enough already. I need somebody to put water in front of me.
While transforming into George Costanza, Mick loses his balance and something grabs his leg. Timmy clubs it, but something worse appears. A giant serpent, portrayed by an adorable little snake. It just lets them leave, though. Hey, dinosaur combat is expensive, and this is a TV movie. I'll highlight all the standout scenes with dinosaurs, or in this case, dinosaur-like reptiles that I can find. From the lava-punk Source City through the spooky graveyard, our heroes reach Tar Town, a one-horse Wild West city, complete with town drunk and rowdy saloon.
Hey, you didn't pay for your drink, Turtle!
The kids and Fory enter the swinging double pterodactyl doors. Psst, Universal Studios, steal that idea for your Jurassic Park section, and shock the dinosaurs inside.
Look at that! What are those? Oh, my! Oh, what a bunch of freaks!
Looking for action, big boy?
You know, the movie already established that dinosaurs and humans can be attracted to each other, but this is still a presumably adult prostitute hitting on a kid. The movie then puts on a Wild West cabaret show.
Lizards and saurians, the Shark Bang is proud to present Raquel and her million BC.
Nice reference.
Now I make plenty of time with other guys, but none of them, baby, have your club.
Raquel and the 1 million BCs must have inspired the Birds of Prey.
Aquaman's always courageous. His little fish, less outrageous.
Darling,
I just love soft pink skin. Come
Come here, sugar. Come here. Come on.
And here I thought Super Mario Brothers was the kids' dinosaur movie with the worst face in boobs dance scene joke. Silly me. The kids go for a drink and end up finding Tops the Triceratops and Rex the T-Rex. You know that thing in movies where the heroes need to find a tough guy to save the day for them, but they refuse at first and have to be talked into helping? Well, what happens next is pretty much exactly that.
Look, Rexy and I are doing fine. It's not our problem, babe.
You know, I'm really disappointed in you. The Rex I used to know would have leapt at the chance to get out of this dump and be a hero. But the truth is you only think of yourself. Like someone else I know.
We can all agree Timmy deserved that burn, right? A bunch of Rockies barge in, harassing women and challenging the dinosaurs. Rex steps up.
I know you Rockies don't have tail brains like Saurs, but I always thought you had at least one brain.
You know something? I'm wondering how many people would still bet on a half-extinct sour who's nothing but the cowardly offspring of a traitor.
In the bar fight, the kids realize that the world operates with cartoon physics, meaning they all have super strength. That's a neat idea that can lend to a lot of fun scenes, like when Dwayne Johnson learns the same thing in Jumanji 2. But unfortunately, it also means that wacky cartoon sound effects play whenever there's a big hit. Mick steps on Jamie's glasses in the chaos. That's better, movie. Rex and Tops agree to help the kids. The group goes to Forey's house, where a bunch of bats tied to a basket carry the injured puppet to his treehouse. Forey talks to a firefly, or maybe a Tinkerbell-like fairy or something, who lights up the area. Sure. Timmy wonders if other works of fiction might be real worlds too.
Maybe everything we make up is alive somewhere else. Like hobbits, sandworms, Captain Nemo.
Timmy, you're describing the most awesome crossover that never happened. Although I guess The Hobbit did have sandworms in it, so maybe it did. And yeah, basically the movie's just South Park's Imagination Land, but with only enough budget to go for one work of fiction that's not even a real work of fiction, but only exists in a work of fiction, that being this movie. It's all very not confusing. Jamie, with her hair having been let down and her glasses having been smashed, removes her retainer to kiss Mick. This is one of my least favorite movie cliches. I really never see anything wrong with the way any of the girls look before their transformation. I'm glad this seems to no longer be a common cliche. Back at the evil lair, Mr. Big reveals that he's not a Rocky, but an Allosaurus who wants his species to rule over humans and dinosaurs. But enough of that. Rex takes Timmy to Skull Island.
Right. It has a local name, but I'm warning you, Jack, it doesn't sound good.
I was barely out of my egg when my father fought the battle that freed us from the Allosauruses. But one Allosaurus survived. Mr. Big. He attacked again, and my father made a deal with him. He turned over Source City right in front of the city gates. You see, Timmy, this world's not so perfect.
Guess none of them are.
Lore dumps, because good stories start after the interesting part is already over. On a dinosaur bone train, which is almost as metal as the dinosaur Grim Reaper from before, the Rockies head to the treehouse.
You got to see the Racer in action with his big club!
Yeah, that's not the kind of action I had in mind.
How's the matter? Good luck, kiss!
Oh, you big luck!
Rex and Timmy return and help the others fight the Rockies. Timmy discovers that the remote control he used to get to this world in the first place still works and can pause or rewind anything it's pointed at. Mr. Big is on the bone train and sees the remote in action, ordering his men to kidnap Timmy to get it. The others disguise themselves as Rockies and sneak into Mr. Big's lair to save Timmy. Well, Mick and Jamie are disguised as Rockies. I thought at first they were pretending to take Rex and Tops prisoner, you know, like Chewbacca in Star Wars, but I guess they're just hoping not to be seen.
Hey, Mick, is that Rempharinkus in your coat? Or are you just happy to see me?
Would you cut with the jokes? I'm roasting in here!
Look, we gotta figure out a way to lure those sentries away from the bell.
Hey, I got an idea.
Nope, no, stop it, movie, no. One uncomfortable, unfunny cut later, and the plan to get past some guards is in motion.
Excuse me, boys. I was looking for somebody who was supposed to be getting off. Duty, I mean. I was really counting on some company tonight. Now, boys. There's no need to fight. We can all party together. Right? Come on. I don't like to wait.
Well, now that everyone watching this video is on a government watch list, it may give you some comfort to know that Jamie does get to club these two dudes. The heroes meet Rex's father in prison.
Big allied with the forces of the Rockies, and he had a potion that could bend anyone to his will.
You were drugged?
And forced to hand Saur City over.
Dinosaurs, drugs, oh no, this movie's about to get even weirder. The heroes and villains all fight over Timmy and the remote. The women on each side even get a fight scene, like in the new Lion King. Timmy somehow uses the remote to disintegrate Mr. Big. What button was that? Stop? They don't have enough time to take the cooling unit downstairs and get it to Saur City before the lava overheats, destroying everything, so Forey agrees to let them take the elevator, saying he'll fly down with the cooling unit after.
Good luck, handsome.
Hubba, hubba.
Happy landing.
What are you doing with that?
Evolving. That's one giant leap for womankind.
And I guess Missy's a good guy now. Forey takes off.
I can still fly.
My hero.
Quick, guys, let's take the train.
Hey, watch the hands, Tops. The heroes escape on the bone train, and Rex's father stays behind, dying as the tower explodes.
Sorry, Rex.
Back in Saur City, Jamie takes out one last Rocky. I think that technically counts as murder. Forey finishes replacing the cooling unit, and the others say their goodbyes.
Well, you're king of the dinosaurs now.
No he isn't. He was a gambler, and nobody outside this room knows that his dad wasn't a traitor.
I'm gonna stay with you, Rex.
Timmy, what about the people in our world who would miss you?
You guys would actually miss me?
The decision's up to you, Timmy.
Huh, what a choice. I'm gonna stay on the planet with the Kung Fu dinosaurs and eager cave women where I have super strength and the remote from Click. Catch you on the flippy. Nah, he decides to go.
Go. Go and be a king in your own world.
These guys do not understand monarchy.
Man, give the Missy a kiss goodbye.
No.
Keep cool, kiddo.
Yeah, hey, what are we doing?
Hey, check out the tube. Sam, you think you can turn that thing off better than you turned it on?
Back on Earth, the movie breaks another convention of stories like this as the kids actually tell their parents what happened and even go back into the show with them. That's nice. The credits begin to roll and...
Cartoon world of rock and stone, volcano blows, fortissimo, flying, swimming, dinosaur women, grinning at the dino boys' heads are spinning.
This is the best rap since When Worlds Collide. The second credits song isn't nearly as good.
I know a place that's near tomorrow where dreams can come true.
So that's Adventures in Dinosaur City. Is it worth your time? That depends on what you're looking for. It's one of my favorite so bad it's good movies, and I find its low budget, dated 90s fashion and slang, and overindulgence in plot cliches charming. If that sort of thing doesn't interest you, then you're probably better off watching something like Jumanji 2 for a similar kind of story told with a bigger budget, more spectacle, funnier jokes, and more action. The cartoon sound effects in this movie during fights probably made it easier to get away with airing violence in a kids' movie on TV back then, but they just aren't funny. The costumes are okay, and the person or people in the Top's costume sometimes impress with what they can do in it. But the TMNT movie's bigger budget makes it a better choice of suitmation fighting if that's what you're after. And yeah, a lot of the adult jokes are really bad. I mean, you've seen what this movie looks like and what kind of comedy and action and characters it has. You're either totally on board or never going near it. So, like Timmy, you're faced with a choice. Go back to Dinosaur City or let it stay buried like an undiscovered fossil. Thanks for listening. You know, it's kind of a shame that that cool cartoon theme song was only used for the fake show in-universe in this movie. Someone should do something more with it.
Hold on to your butts. are scattered around when Mr. Big becomes a story. Call on Rex and Tops and Florey. Dinosaur! Displaying wicked wits and evil games. The posing shows its mighty force and puts us on the righteous course. Dinosaur! 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 Dinosaurs! Good but slimy, leather-sided, wrapped to life, so icy blooded
See, Jamie, if you're gonna be a real writer, this is what you gotta write. You know, Dinosaur is about this really awesome world where your friends are Saurs who'll take a chunk out of anybody who skinks you.
Dinosaur King is what you wanna be, yeah. Dinosaur King is your destiny, yeah. Control the cards right in your hands. Jurassic giants at your command.
D-Team. Watch out, here we go. Prehistoric dinosaurs aren't extinct anymore. See them fight, hear a roar. Watch out, cause they're right next door. The past is in the present. Time's been twisted upside down. These fossils are colossal. Only one can wear the crown.
Dinosaur King is what you wanna be, yeah.